co-host Jennifer Clark-Esky, best-selling author.
Good morning.
How are you doing? And I know you're excited about our guest today.
Yes, I am. Good morning, Neil. We have with us a brand new author who is right in the stage where I was when I started with you several months ago of the production getting ready to take place and her book being out on the market for everybody. Welcome, Marni Pallot. And I am excited for her today because I know she's excited.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, it's fantastic, Jennifer. You're meeting so many people on this journey as an author. And I love how you're just opening the door up to our community for people to come on the show.
Oh, yeah. I'm meeting these authors, and the wildest thing is I'm meeting them through some book influencers on TikTok. And then I get to see them and hear a little bit about them and what their book is going to be about and what their vision is and how they get started. And Marni and I met, I'm guessing about 3 months ago with the Mary Reader on TikTok. And Mary Reader is just, what a wonderful lady, brilliant mind when it comes to books. And the whole book production, writing, editing, all of that. And so Mary introduced us and we got to chit-chatting, and I love where Marni is trying to go with her new book, and I want her to tell us all about her book and her adventure because I was right where she was just a few months ago, so we're both in that same path.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Hey, Marni.
Good morning. So my book is called A Rewrite for Tess. And as Jennifer said, I'm in the midst of the hubbub of getting ready to publish. So I have written my novel. It is in the end stages, second round of editing. So, everybody kind of thinks of writing a book as you just write the book, but it is way more involved. And I'm finding as I jump through hoops and fall down over and over that there's just so much more to it. But I'm really enjoying this community. As Jennifer said, we met on TikTok, and I was so pleased with that. Is such an amazing platform for new authors because they not only meet each other, but there are so many lives that actually have authors on to talk about their books. So it's a great platform for marketing as well, which I strive heavily to engage in. So when we met, I was mid writing, and I started this journey, just for a little background, because I was pregnant with my daughter many years ago. She's about to turn 21, and I started writing. I put the book down because I had children, and years later, I wanted my children to see that at any age, I won't tell my age, but I'm probably way older than the beautiful face. So I literally wanted them to know that at any age you can live your dreams and make them come true. So I finished A Rewrite for Tess, and it is a love story. It is a romance novel, but it's a clean romance. No cussing, and everything's behind closed doors. And so I'll read you my elevator pitch if you don't mind, Jennifer.
That's perfect. That's fine.
I think that'd be great.
Great. Just a little blurb. It's set against the charm of Atlanta. This non-spicy romance follows a young Jewish woman and her Catholic fiancé as she prepares for their wedding that brings more than love to the table. Laugh, cry, and love along the way. Between family traditions, unexpected challenges, and a few unexpected twists of fate, her journey proves that sometimes the sweetest endings come from the most unexpected places. And this journey for me, this book has so much of my family, my upbringing. The characters are not based on myself or anyone in particular, but it's a blend of all of the people in my life that I definitely believe in. Write what you know, as this has worked out really well for me. And I'm very, very excited about this book coming out, hopefully late spring, early summer.
All right. Well, fantastic. And that journey, and this is great. You're starting now. Okay. Because if you start marketing this now, start to build these communities, start to have these conversations, start to create content, as a marketing strategist and owning my own agency, I understand this whole thing, that you need to get and find who your ideal people are now. A lot of people don't start marketing till it's a day before their book comes out, or horribly enough, months after. You're figuring that out. Have you figured out the type of audience that's going to enjoy this book?
So my thought, I actually am a little bit divided because I know that this is a book that I would read. And I said I wouldn't say my age, but I am 56, and I feel like that's a great market for women my age. But I also think it might appeal to young women as well that love maybe in between some of the spicier romances that are out there that they tend to lean on, or the thrillers or the crime books that Jennifer so beautifully wrote. And I think that mine, I consider it a palate cleanse, no pun intended, but it's a great way for somebody to be, no matter what genre, reading, and then they just dive in, have something light to read that has a lot of twists, a lot of plot. It's not a mushy romance, although there's a lot of sentiment and mush in there, but it's not considered your typical Hallmark. It definitely has some plot in it that might even have a little trigger. So I will have a couple of trigger warnings in my background.
Okay.
I think it's fantastic. Have you got a author website up yet, Marni?
So as you know, Jennifer, we had spoken. I as you can see in the background, I have my cover. However, and this is just a closer view of my cover. I had it framed, but the glare is so bad with the mic or the camera. I have a website. It's up. It's just not launched yet because I want to finish my cover before I launch. So that may be a mistake. It may be a better thing to wait. But I already have it. I already have it ready to launch.
Okay.
Now, Neil, you're the better one on the advice on that, because Neil got me started right away on a author website and an author email, and got me going, and it's actually boosted my sales a lot. It's second to my Amazon sales, and it's been very great, very excellent. Plus, all my dealings can be on my author email instead of my regular email, and kind of keep me focused in life.
So Jennifer, I would say I consulted, but Vanessa did all the heavy work, and she did the greatest
I got
stuff
the combo
to get things go. And I learned from that I'm offering this to lots of authors now, because you can't trust Amazon. And Jennifer's going to talk about that in a second. This is almost like a marketing mix, but having that website up with a store to sell your book is another place to get autographed copies. It's another way to promote, because some people don't like to do business on Amazon. Some people might want a physical copy and they don't want to order from Amazon. They don't want to go through all those different things. And your profit margin's much better by you buying the book from your publisher and then selling it versus taking the big cut in Amazon. But it's just another place. You have to give them other offers. Jennifer's so amazing in the fact she goes and sells her book everywhere. And this goes back to my days in marketing. 15 years when I coached my first client. And I told them, are you going to book? Are you selling it out of your trunk? Are you doing it? It's like anything else. If the more places you go, the more book sales you'll have, and the more your message will get out there, and the more opportunity if you're writing a second, third, and fourth book that you build an audience, you build a community. So it's less marketing, more sales, and grow even further. Because that's one thing they don't talk about to authors. I was interviewing a top Scholastic author, and she said it took her so much time to finally break through. But now she's successful, written like 40 books, and she's getting paid by Scholastic. But there's other stories of people constantly hammering away. And there are real publishers, top-notch publishers right now watching. And if they see you're killing it, they're going to come in with a check. That's the truth. They're not looking anymore. They want established authors. So that's another good point I wanted to make. But no, you got to hit the ground running. One of my clients I'm working with now, we're going to work on a blog to get started even before the book comes out, so that you can get your audience, tease them a bit about the book, but also get them to know who you are as a writer. A lot of times writers sell their book versus selling themselves. You got to sell yourself. So,
well, I'm so excited, and thank you for the advice. I definitely will get my my page up sooner than later. I do have my email already set up as an author, so I'm excited about that. And I'm very excited. I did a book crawl. The last few weeks I've been in the Southeast. We've done a book crawl, and I've gone out to a lot of the bookstores in my state to find out how I get onto their list so that I can sell within their stores. But I definitely plan to sell on my website, and I am very excited. I enjoy the marketing aspect of it. I'm certainly not an expert, but I think that's going to be a fun part for me.
Absolutely. And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I thought the writing was like hard. And then I was like, okay, I finally got to the writing, and I got lucky with Sherry Clark, as far as somebody editing and helping me out and getting through and turning my manuscript into a book that you could read. And then I got into the marketing, and I got to tell you, the marketing is just like, oh my goodness, this is work. You have to stay busy at it. So you're making the right steps already by reaching out to the bookstores, by knowing that you're going to have that web page going and all. I definitely say that Neil, Vanessa, they did the right thing by pushing me to go ahead and get that website, have it, and start making pre-orders available, making information about myself, and that's the weird thing, Marni. It's the people, it threw me off because I spent so many years in the undercover world and just not being in front of a camera, not really talking about the work I did except amongst friends and only telling them the fun stories. But having to get used to that and the public engagement, the public speaking, and then also talking on podcast and letting people know about me. And so the website gave people a chance to go and look and learn a little bit about me before the book was available, so they could kind of make up their mind and think, hey, yeah, I think I do want to bookmark. I do want to think about this book when it comes out. I'm going to keep it in mind. The ordering it from me has been the part that always, I say it amuses me and it pleases me and it humbles me, are the number of people who have reached out to have my autograph. And I always joke with them about the fact that I said, well, how come when I was a trooper you didn't want my autograph? But, they want my autograph and they want a personalized book from me, and they would prefer to order from me. And I even tell them, hey, the shipping, this, that, and the other. I said, are you sure? And they're like, no, I want the book from you. And this is total strangers. I had a gentleman from Australia that wanted the book, the book, and from me, and signed. I was very flattered because the shipping to Australia is not a joke. I had another lady she's dying. And she knows. I mean, it's not like a whatever. And her cousin told me that she wanted my book and she wanted an autograph book for her. Turns out she was in law enforcement back in the 70s and 80s. And so she was a true pioneer in the field that people say I was. And I just fell in somebody's footsteps. But she's great. Well, I wanted to know a little bit about her. So I talked to Joyce, that's her name. And Joyce sent me initially 10 pages about her life, of her work life, of being a first female officer and things. Then she sent me 2 or 3 more emails, and it really perked her up. Her cousin was like, I had re-energized her. And I'm like, I just wanted to know more about her, and I'm glad it's making her happy. And her thought was, I want to read her book, because I never got a chance to write a book in my lifetime, but I want to read her book. And I'm just so flattered that somebody who's going what she's going through in this point, and I've asked to meet her, but she has declined that. But I understand on that aspect. But it was just, you don't know who you're going to reach, Marni. You don't know.
I'll tell you that.
You're going to be surprised. It's gonna throw you for a loop every time of people that are just thrilled for you, enjoy the book, and just want to have a little bit of a connection for a few minutes with you.
Well, I have to tell you that's a beautiful story, Jennifer, and it's a beautiful gift for both of you to have that and that connection. One of the it's such a funny feeling as an author. You don't know whether anyone's going to like your book, whether one person, 100 people. I said when I started this, my bucket list was just to write the book, and let my daughter know and my son know this your mom did this. I want them to take that with. That's my little legacy just for me. It's the one thing I did that's just about me. But what's even greater than that, as I go into these bookstores, I think about the young women or the old women that might pick up my book and literally say after they read it, this is my favorite book. I love this book. Even I really liked this book. I'll take it. I just am so humbled by this opportunity. I'm just so humbled by this, and I'm looking forward to paying it forward as well.
You know what? It's interesting. If people like your book and you have a few people, it's very easy to duplicate, triplicate, or 100K that or more, or 20x, 30x, 50x, 100x. That means this is the process. A lot of people talk marketing. The one thing they don't talk about is sales. It's your job to get the sales. Marketing, yes, you should have a marketing arm. But when you're talking about selling your book, getting out there and like selling any good or service, it's about getting in front of people and doing it. And if people like it, more people are going to tell people about it. So that's the multiplier effect. So what I would do now, if you have so many months, I would write in a notebook, everyone who you think would buy your book, everyone, friends, family, different people then you are going to do the nice thing about DMing them, but you're not going to say you're selling your book to them. This is something I got from Alex Hermosi. You reach out to everyone you know. Hey, I just launched a book. Do you know of anyone that would be interested? Never ask them for the buy. Then you become somebody that's like just reaching out to you to get a sale. And they'll say, oh my gosh.
That's so smart.
Oh my gosh. But I didn't take this I got this from Alex Hermosi's course, but it makes so much sense. If you don't sell your services, but you share your services, you're more likely for people to say yes than when you sell your services. When you're constantly selling, buy my stuff, buy this, buy that, instead of, hey, do you know of anyone interested? But if you have a good offer, something that people are interested in, and they really know, like, and trust you and like you, they're going to buy from you.
They will.
I agree with you.
That's that one I definitely see more owning a business for X amount of years and selling my marketing agency services where I'm not selling, I'm sharing now. And I'm not trying to get everyone to be a client. I'm trying to educate them and see if it's their interest to have a conversation. If not, it's not a big deal. And to also provide value anytime I can. Because at the end of the day, there are so many people out there that can buy your book. You just got to reach the right people, but you don't want to turn so many people off. Like in the evolution of AI right now and all this automation marketing and all this stuff that's not a real person, people get really fed up to be sold to.
I understand that. I'm one of those people, so I definitely can relate, and I agree with you, Neil, 100%.
It's too much, right? We're getting
words to live by.
We're getting inundated, but everyone thinks we need to be the used car salesman when we sell something. We don't.
No.
We don't. It's or hammer. We got to get a sale. No, there's another person that might be interested in what you have. But by creating that list, by reaching out to those people, a lot of people are going to support you. You're not even going to have to ask. But this might be where you end up getting a sale from 3 friends too, of their friends. Think of the tree of people. But I take it like, a lot of these people that do the direct selling. I think it's too overt, too bang, bang, bang. Instead of sharing something, I got something to share for you. Are you interested? Okay, that's fine. Let's move on. Because it's the law of averages. But you don't want to tick off the person that says no now, because they might not say no after they see you with 100 Amazon reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Reviews are big, Marni. I'm going to tell you that.
Okay, so Jennifer, tell me how you're doing it with your reviews for our audience. This is a great podcast and radio show for authors because we're sharing things that you're not going to hear a traditional marketer tell you. Jennifer, what do you think's your best way to get reviews?
I ask people to review. In my book at the very end, I actually have a page that's got all of my social media, how to reach me, that sort of thing. But I also say, please be kind and leave a review. And I tell them right off the bat where they can, which is, goodreads.com is the primary one, because it's a verified person, that they know that you're a member, and it doesn't cost anything, and they can go right on there and do it. So I've gotten a lot of great reviews there. Plus it is owned by Amazon, so it can be, accessed easier too. There are people who are buying on Amazon, and they do that. There are people who post back to me on Facebook, and they are giving me nice comments. I do this, and I learned this not only from Neil, but from Ian Bick the other week and a couple of other people that I've podcasted with. It's very important to touch base with everybody who posts a message to me, whether they're sending me an email to my email or a message through where you can order on my online website, or if they're commenting on my podcast, they see me on it for some reason, whether it's 1 view or 45,000 views, doesn't matter. If these people comment and it's not a troll, because I just ignore those because I've only had a few, but they are out there. I'm going to comment back. I'm going to say thank you, or I appreciate that. Or as one lady said, she loved listening to my voice, and I got to laughing, and I said, I cannot wait to show your comment to my husband. Just give me a minute. Because it was, it was nice. It was a sweet thing. But yeah, and I have my own little thing that I put on there for emojis and to let them know. But everything like that, you're touching base with the people who are reaching out to you. And then you ask them, hey, I love what you wrote about my book, or the comment that you made. Because, they'll say, hey, I read it. I love this book. Or, this book made me cry, whatever it might be. I'll say, would you mind posting a review on Goodreads?
Right.
And everyone I've asked that of so far is like, I'll do it. And the next thing
here's the question. Do you tell them to do a 5-star like on Amazon too? I
will ask them to go to Amazon and post their stars.
Their stars, because it's hard with the verified. It's hard to do with the verified. And I still have to find out the difference between verified and no verified. I think 5 stars is 5 stars at the end of the day, because you see a lot of them that have thousands of 5-star reviews, only probably 100 written. Look at the big people. And so this is where I also talk about, when you figure out here's another tip. When you figure out who your competitors are in the space, even though they're large competitors, see how many reviews they have. What do they do in their marketing? I know they have sometimes a marketing arm, but even the top publishers don't do any marketing. It's up to the author, whatever they got in there, to do the marketing. And a lot of times they got published because they're so good at marketing, or they have the right team to market in their careers. So look at what they do. Look at the reviews. Because honestly, it's just like an algorithm. If everyone likes a post of yours, you're more likely to get higher in the newsfeed the next time another post, and more people find you. Well, that's the biggest thing in Amazon. The number of reviews you have is going to predict how many books you sell online. I always tell authors, that's just one piece. There's so many other pieces, because selling your book, making it evergreen, because Amazon punishes you after 3 to 4 months out of your book, because they still go by the publishing traditional style. So you're not going to get, unless you keep getting new sales and you keep getting more reviews, they're going to take you and they're only going to push the newest products that came out. And that is a hard pill to swallow. But however, you have an evergreen book forever, guys. So even if you wrote the book 20 years ago, if you still have it out to sell, you can sell it. But it's the best places to go to events. Do book clubs. That's a big one, to get involved in book clubs, reaching out to book clubs. I'm hearing this all from success of my other authors, and it's all them. It's their idea. It's their brainstorming. And go to AI and ask AI questions. Jennifer does that on Grok. I use it on ChatGPT, Claude, and all those to get advice and get some ideas, because they're idea generating machines.
Yeah. Grok, which my Grok has told me her name is Ara. So I didn't know. So anyway, Ara has, given me a lot of great suggestions. Yesterday, I think I found myself arguing with Ara, and then I was like, I am still learning AI. And I said, and here I am arguing with my phone in the truck. And I'm like, this is probably not good. And even Ara is laughing at me. And I'm thinking, yeah, I got to get out of the truck. I got to go in a store now.
I fight with AI more than I fight sometimes with other people.
Yeah, but the AI it does give you great ideas and how to expand on how to get out there and market your book. And it's really reaching those sales, Marni. It's getting that, and then getting people to interact with you. Yes, ask for the reviews. Always ask for reviews. I'm working to get the reviews up. On Amazon in particular, you can leave stars, but you can't write anything as far as I've seen.
No, you can write stuff on Amazon.
If you are not a verified purchaser from Amazon, which is good, but it doesn't help keep away the star trolls, people that like to throw a 1 star on folks just to be, they don't even know what the book is or who the person is. It's just a thing that there are some people that have no other life, I guess. And beyond that, I never tell anybody. I'll just say, look, I'm not asking you to leave me 5, whatever you feel. I mean, tell me how you like the book. I want to know. I want an honest review. I had people tell me not to read the reviews, and I went, they're not going to hurt my feelings. I just want to see what they had to say. And, I'm not going to change my writing style because I may not have that great of style to begin with.
So I'm going to find that out for everybody. If it's okay just to get the 5 stars without the review, if it's not a verified push, I think the number of reviews, if you look at it, the only reason you're ranked higher is the number of reviews. They look at that number. That's all they do is look at that number. So that's a strategy. So I hope we're able to give you a lot, but tell our listeners and viewers where we can find information on you, at least kind of connect with you on social media before your website's out.
So right now you can find me on TikTok. You can look under Marni Author and I come right up. It's Marni Author, and I'll come right up, and that's the best place to find me right this very moment. But very shortly, my author page will come out, and it's author Marni Pallot, which, as I said, will be out shortly. And so I'm trying to stay with that theme. The same with my email is authormarnipallot@gmail.com. So if anybody is looking, and as I get more platforms and as I come up, I will be posting those not only on TikTok, but on my Instagram, on Facebook, all of the above. And as I find out about other platforms, I am going to be working on my Google Doc this week to get my ARC team started and that will be posted also as a link in my bio on TikTok, so that anybody who would like to be on my ARC team, I would like to get anywhere from 50 to 100 people minimum. So that would be wonderful. Oh. So we'll see where this goes. I have several events. We just had in Atlanta, the huge Love Y'all Book Festival, and it was for romance novels, but I'm too new and didn't have anything to present. So hopefully next year I can be a part of that. There's other book festivals. I'm certainly not opposed to traveling. So I'm looking at some really cool places that I would love my book to be in their bookstores and in their events. So I'm going to make my calendar for next year for total marketing, and then I have some pay it forward moments where I'd like to actually donate to good causes and do some things that I'm really looking forward to. That's my soul. My background is senior living, and I was an executive director for many years in senior living. That's always been a love. So I'm a senior advocate in my soul. So I'd like to pay it forward in doing some readings and things there.
All right, fantastic. All right, Jennifer, best place where you can go for you.
Okay, for me, it's straight up JenniferClarkSQ.com. I appreciate everybody coming over, or you can look up Becoming Fire, Chasing the Passion to Protect, Serve, and Love, and you'll find me that way. I want to wish the best to Marni Pallot with her book, A Rewrite for Tess. A Rewrite for Tess is coming out very soon, ladies.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Neil. This has been so incredibly wonderful. I appreciate the opportunity and the invitation.
All right. You're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.